Hey, everybody. Ron Hoon here. We're just a minute away from Fox 10 Talks. Glad you're going to be with us. We are going to be talking to the man himself who is behind the proposal to possibly ditch the speed limit on certain rural freeways. That's State Representative Nick Kupper coming up here in about 2 minutes. Also, you're going to see how Dave and I and Syleste upgraded our looks, even though we're not looking for any new jobs. Hang with us, everybody. Here comes FTT. It's 10 o'clock, and this is Fox 10 Talks. You may have seen the headline asking a simple question. Is it time to ditch the speed limits on certain rural sections of Arizona's freeways? Well, good morning, everybody. And thanks for starting your 10 a.m. hour with us right here on Fox 10 Talks on YouTube around the world, as well as on the Fox local app and on Channel 45, that's Fox 10 Extra. We've got the man behind the idea. He's going to be joining us here in about 2 minutes. Stick with us for that. Also today, we have several other really interesting stories. One of the biggest boom towns in America is right here in the Valley. We're going to be talking to the mayor of that town to find out why people by the thousands continue to move there every year. And boy, do we have a poll question for you this morning. Oh, hold on. That's yesterday's poll question. I'm going to update you on today's poll question in just one moment, but it has to do with President Trump making a big speech tonight from the Oval Office. He's going to be talking about his first year in office. And so here we go with, there it is on YouTube anyway, already over 600 votes. What kind of a grade would you give the president for his first year in office? 26% say I fully support him. It's been a great first year. Then you've got other options. Let's see. Do we have the A, the B, the C, and the F? Maybe not. But a good first year. The economy could be better. Some good decisions, but some bad ones. And then so bad, even worse than I thought he'd be. You can see plenty of votes there as well. We'll get that QR code updated for you in the next few minutes. But right now, let's get right to State Representative Nick Kupper, who joins us this morning to talk a little bit about this idea that's certainly generating a talk. Hey, thanks for joining us today. Appreciate your time.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so let's start kind of at the beginning. I know you represent a district that is, for the most part, rural, as you stressed, from Yuma all the way up kind of to the western edge of the valley. When did the thought, I mean, were you on one of those long, lonely drives on I-8? Or when did the light bulb go off in your mind where you said, you know, maybe it's time to lift some of these more restrictive type of speed limits?
You got it exactly right. I was driving to Yuma on I-8, as I do very often. It's the far end of my district. And I thought, why do we have the speed limit that we do have? And I had remembered that as a child, Montana had a section that was an unlimited speed zone, effectively, or a de-restricted speed zone. Once I started researching why it went away, I realized it really only went away because of a constitutional technicality of theirs. I looked at the safety data, and what was very surprising to me was that in their unrestricted speed zone areas, they had fewer fatalities per vehicle mile traveled than they had in their speed limited areas. So if it's safer, I figured, why would we not do it?
Now, I'm sure you thought through it. Are you concerned that if it were to get into effect, we could face this? If I remember, there was a guy who got pulled over and he said, Judge, look, one person's reasonable and prudent, which is what the law would revert to. Reasonable and prudent is somebody else's reasonable and prudent. It's too vague. And so as a result, it couldn't get through the court system. What about that?
No, I don't have any concerns about that, actually, because reasonable and prudent, the judge's rule, their job is to judge. they can judge based on the data they're provided or whether the situation was reasonable and prudent. But also in the bill that I've crafted, it gives specific things saying this item is not reasonable nor prudent.
Oh, okay, great. Well, I do recall, my sister used to live in Montana. I'd go up there and see her, and her husband and I, we'd go out golfing. We were driving back from a town called Polson, Montana, into Missoula, and he got pulled over. And it was just kind of you had to pay, if I remember, you had to pay a $5 fine that was for a waste of a limited resource, something along those lines. That was
back when we had the 55-mile-per-hour limit, and that was their way of getting around the federal limit of 55. Right. Arizona did something similar.
Well, we've got long, lonely stretches of roads here, just like they do in Montana. So what kind of feedback have you been getting from constituents as this idea really starts to get the spotlight on it?
It's a mixed bag, honestly. I have some people who are 100% for it, maybe some for the wrong reasons. Maybe they want to go a million miles an hour. They're probably going a million miles an hour right now anyway. And then some people who say, well, we're not Germany. You know, they have more stringent rules, et cetera, which is why they've been able to do the Autobahn for 90 years. But to that, I would argue Germany accepts Arizona's license in reciprocity because they've determined that Arizona's requirement to get a license is relatively as stringent as theirs.
You know, it's interesting. I was looking at some of the comments on, we've got a story up on our website, fox10phoenix.com, where people are like, yeah, but the drivers are too dangerous around here. Have you seen how crazy some of the drivers can be? I don't know how that compares to drivers on the Autobahn. I did do that one time. I was in Germany about, I don't know, over 10 years, close to 15 years ago. And people are good drivers. I said, well, look, I'm going to see what this is like to go 90. And there were still people passing me at 100, but it didn't feel unsafe. What about that argument that maybe we're not to the level of drivers of the Autobahn?
Well, the majority of people that I've seen who are answering in that way, and I understand why they're doing it, they're looking at the urbanized areas. The urbanized areas, yeah, we have a lot of crazy people out there who are driving, but these aren't urbanized areas where this would be. This would only be on the most rural stretches we have and only on roads that meet the national safety for an interstate. And one thing I try to remind people of is our entire interstate system was built off of the concept of the Autobahn. When President Eisenhower was over in Germany, he saw how efficient it was. He came back here, he instituted our interstate system, and our interstate system almost to the inch is the same setup as how the Autobahn was. So we can the director of ADOT would only be allowed to put a de-restricted speed zone in an area where it's far away from everything and where the road can handle it.
You know, it's interesting. I'm looking at comments here. Here's a guy, Trash Truck, says, Ron Hoon, you Democrat. Look, I love driving on the Autobahn. Yeah. Maybe you got to listen a little more deeply to what I'm saying here. But I want to
argue real quick, Ron, that most of these people, I used an AI search because I don't know the exact data off the top of my head. Okay. But I asked AI how many Arizona drivers have ever probably driven on the Autobahn, and it estimates only 0.1 to 0.5%. So most of the people haven't had the experience that you and I have had.
Yeah. Okay. One other quick question here. Celeste joins as well. Celeste, I see Brandy's in here saying, but what about the income that is generated from all those speeding tickets?
Yeah. So would the state then lose money potentially?
I mean, it is a bit of a moneymaker to write out all those tickets out there on the I-8 or wherever.
You know, I talked to DPS about this, and they said they're already not overly focusing on speed. They're focusing on drug interdiction and things like that already. What this does, and it's the same thing that happened in Montana, it's a weird psychological effect on the one hand that when drivers aren't given a speed limit, they're not trying to get to a set speed. They drive where they feel comfortable. And 83% of drivers in Montana in those areas and in Germany end up settling around 80 miles per hour anyway. On top of that, it allows the police officers to focus on worse driving habits than just the speed. They get to focus on seatbelt usage. They get to focus on dangerous driving, distracted driving. And for instance, if you violate this law in a de-restricted speed zone, your first offense is $500. Your second in 1 year is $1,000. So I don't think we're going to be worrying about the income there.
Wow.
Okay. Have you all, and I know I just stepped in a moment ago, but have you all been talking about any studies in terms of how fast people actually drive on our rural highways? Like how fast are people driving these days? Is there any of that information out there?
People are driving about 10 miles to 15 miles per hour over. And our state law already says if you're on a highway that has a speed limit of 30 miles per hour or higher, up to 10 miles per hour over the speed limit is only a $15 fine. because it's not trying to waste a finite resource, the finite resource being the police officers.
All right.
So for instance, on I-8 right now, you could drive 85 miles per hour and at max you get a $15 ticket.
Really? Well, I drive down to Yuma
Yes.
to visit my daughter, and that's I-8.
I know. Celeste, think about all the time you've been wasting at 64 miles an hour.
Actually,
Come
Ron,
on.
I've been sitting at 80, but 85 sounds amazing.
All right. So State Representative Nick Kupper, appreciate you joining us today. I'm sure we're going to check in with you a few times as it works its way through the legislature.
Thank you, guys. Have a great day.
Thank you.
Okay,
We're digging
thanks
on your
very much.
background, too. I don't know where
No,
he's
thanks.
at, but
Yeah.
it's nice.
Where are you?
I'm at a conference in Colorado right now. So I stepped out to talk
Wow,
to you
it's a
guys.
nice
Very
lobby.
nice. Once again, over at
Yeah.
the Holiday Inn Express, I see.
A little too bougie for me, honestly.
It's very bougie.
All right. Thanks again.
Thanks, guys.
All right. So Celeste does join, and we do, Celeste, want to talk about a couple other stories that are sure
Yes.
getting a lot of talk this morning. The latest video, I'm going to punch up VO2 right now. This is the video coming in from the state of Washington, where the flooding has just really, Celeste. I mean, you know, I was just up there on Monday
Yeah.
catching a flight back. Hi, everybody. Let me try that one more time here. No.
Oh,
Okay.
We're reloading the video.
We're reloading.
We'll just hang. You'll have to look at our mugs for
Yeah,
a second.
there you
We
go.
apologize in advance.
Oh, my. I mean, as I'm driving to the airport, and you could tell the freeways are busier than ever because they were
Yeah.
keeping them open, but a lot of the other roads were starting to shut down because a levee had broken.
Yeah.
One of the rivers, the Green River, overspilled its banks. Some of the pictures out there are incredible. You guys let me know when you got that video all set and ready
Well,
to
it
go.
wasn't just the rivers overflowing, which obviously that is what caused all these people having to be rescued. But the Snohomish Falls, right? That was really had a lot of water coming through it as well. So here,
Snoqualmie Falls. Yeah,
that's it.
Yeah.
Here is the video here through these neighborhoods, and the aerial images really are heartbreaking. The vehicles, of course, they'll have to replace those, and imagine the flooding inside the homes, and just coming at a horrible time too. I think right around the holidays. Not that there's a great time for something like this to happen.
And you mentioned Snohomish. It is the Snohomish River that always floods. It's down in that area, kind of around north of Seattle, up around Monroe and Everett, those cities. But these pictures are coming in from all different parts of. Now, for the most part, it's been Seattle and to the north, pretty much all the way up. The main highway between my hometown of Wenatchee and Seattle is completely shut down because the road washed out. Stevens Pass, U.S. Highway 2, it's shut down for miles, and the damage is going to take a long time. But you can see industrial areas. You can see right there where the river did kind of break through the levee or the berm that they had built up there, and it's really causing problems. Celeste, I remember earlier this morning, Crystal saying the problem is there's more rain in the forecast for the next 3 days.
Yeah, there is. There's more rain in the forecast for folks up in this part of north of Seattle. There's a lot of communities up in that part. You know, in the obviously the Seattle metro area is very populated, as you know, but north of Seattle they have a lot of farmland and these really beautiful communities as you make your way north to the Puget Sound and up towards Canada and take some of those ferries to the San Juans, and they have strawberry fields, and it really is a gorgeous part of Washington. And unfortunately, Mother Nature had something really heartbreaking to bring to this part of the nation.
Boy, that's for sure. Okay, we're going to stay on top of it here for the next few days. Looks like it could get worse. How's this for a generic shot, you guys? Good luck with our mystery cam today.
Holy smokes.
So there's a pond and some trees, and it's cold. We'll be right back. Hey, everybody, welcome back. This is putting your skills to the test. That is for sure. It is today's mystery camp. Celeste,
Yes.
Dean's out today, so we have Kelly.
Yes.
And similar to Dean, I think he's cut from the same cloth. He likes it. It's a sort of an us versus him.
Do you know how I knew Dean was out?
How's that?
Because when you take a look at the mystery camera
Stand by,
shot,
everybody. There it is.
the handwriting is different.
Very distinctive.
Yes.
Here's one last look. What do you see for guesses?
So this morning we've got upstate New York from 48th State Prospecting. Paul Humphrey says Iowa. He's just going to wing it, he says. He's going to go with Iowa. Pittsburgh from Brandy the Bookworm.
Yeah.
And we also have Ohio, Thomas Brown, Louisiana, B. Miguel, and another Louisiana as well from Louis Gonzalez.
And
so some good guesses.
Brandy knows how the rules work here. You only have to get the state. So even just by guessing Pittsburgh, she's automatically picked the entire state of Pennsylvania. I like the sound of that. I think I'm going to go with Iowa as well. Paul Humphrey. Yeah, I think so.
I'll go with Nebraska.
And here comes the
and
answer.
Here it is right here.
Mystery. What do you got?
Brian?
I knew it.
Bozeman, Montana.
No, really?
Yes.
That's the
yes.
Oh, that's right. Brian and I have joked about this. Bozeman has got to be one of the most beautiful cities in America. You got the Bridger Mountains there. You're an hour away from Yellowstone. I mean, it's just really, you got the three forks of the three great rivers up there. And they put the camera on a random pond. Swing that thing around.
Wow.
Let's see downtown.
And it's windy and rainy there right now.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, that lonely bush.
Yep.
Just crying.
That one lonely bush. The thing about windy, rainy, and cold is that's a big part of the reason why people want to move out of places like that and come here to the Valley of the Sun.
Yes.
You could easily make an argument that for about 7 months out of the year, we have the best weather anywhere, Celeste, in the USA.
So true.
And one of the cities that is really benefiting from that is Queen Creek. And would you look at this? We got the mayor with us today.
Hi,
How
good
about
morning.
It's Mayor Julia Wheatley. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
We're doing
doing great.
Glad you're joining us, too. So what is making Queen Creek the boom town? They had this list of the biggest boom towns in America, and you're right up there near the top. Why?
Right. We are absolutely booming. You know, I was thinking about early years in Arizona history in our boom towns, and it was from mining, right? And striking gold. And I feel like when you move to Queen Creek, you really strike gold here. It's an incredible community. There's so much to love about it. My favorite thing is really the sense of community. We have great residents, and it's such a family friendly environment and that hometown feel. And it's my favorite place to be in all of Arizona.
And, you know, I have to ask, you know,
We're going to roll some video of Queen Creek in a minute, too.
We will. So I wanted to ask you, Mayor, I grew up in the Valley. I grew up in Tempe, and I remember growing up and thinking, my goodness, that's way out there. And it was just like a town at that, at that time. And now I was just chatting with a realtor out there shooting a cool house out in Queen Creek, and now we see video of it. It is absolutely booming. You know, you said the great communities, but you have so much more to offer. You have retail shops and grocery, and as you look ahead to the next year, what do you hope to bring to the town, and what do you celebrate about the city?
So, and I'm glad, I appreciate that aerial footage, because those are things we're most proud of. We just recently opened our recreation center and our aquatic center. So proud of that, and all of our recreation opportunities. One of my favorite things is our trail system and how it connects our community. And we have people being active outdoors, enjoying this incredible weather. I mean, who gets 80 degrees in December, right? It's absolutely incredible. And to be able to see your neighbors and have that sense of community. And it's so exciting. So I'm looking forward to the first year, a full year of our aquatic center and rec center, and just all the things that we're investing in out here.
Let's talk about that a little bit, because this, the Queen Creek Aquatic Center, the Frontier Family Park Splash Pad, all of the parks that are around there. You got several brand new grade schools, a bunch of brand new fire stations. Do you hear from mayors of other towns or cities saying, how the heck are you guys doing this? Because we can't afford to.
I do occasionally, and it's all, every community has their growth spurts, right? And it's just different stages. And so quite often I'll compare notes with other big growing communities across the state. But it's really just establishing our priorities. Public safety is incredibly important to us. We just started our police department in 2022 and continue to have very low crime rates here. And it's amazing to see how our residents have just embraced our police department and recently started our ambulance services, continue to have great fire and medical services. And so public safety is incredibly important to us as well. But we're providing a lot of those amenities you mentioned, like our downtown. That's the next thing that we're really excited about. Just the maturation of our downtown and starting to see more and more development there, things that our residents are really asking for. And so even though it felt like it was a long ways from the rest of the valley, we're all one now. And but at the same time, there's so many great things in Queen Creek. You don't have to leave Queen Creek if you don't want to.
Well, I got to ask you
we have it all here.
Yeah, I got to ask you, though, because I live in Eastmark. We love going down to Queen Creek. However, there's a road out there. It's called Ellsworth Road. The traffic, I'm sure you hear about this every day from your constituents. What are you going to do to try to solve the problem for people going up and down Ellsworth Road? Have you had discussions with ADOT? I know there's a long-term plan in place, that'll eventually get you up there onto the 24, but I mean, it's a problem.
Well, we love to have our Mesa neighbors. And one thing that I've really appreciated is we've widened Ellsworth Road 3 lanes in each direction. That's an accomplishment I'm very proud of, all the way through Queen Creek. And that's been in place for many, many years now. Very excited that Mesa is now widening Ellsworth on their side of their jurisdiction. And so with that, it comes pinch points, right? Because we're widening it, but it's also under construction. So it reduces the amount of volume that we'll be able to travel down Ellsworth. So booming and growing, it comes with its own obstacles sometimes. Transportation is definitely one of them. Continues to be a top priority for us.
I will say that for a lot of families in the Valley, a couple things ring true, I think, when you think of your great community. One is the Queen Creek Olive Mill. I think for years that was like the only thing out there, right, for a long, long time. And that has boomed. We were just live there on AZAM on our morning show, and it's beautiful, and they have harvest festivals. And in Queen Creek, you have parades and things like that. But you're right. You've connected to the Valley now with State Route 24. You seem pretty hip. You're young. You've got a lot of years of leadership there in Queen Creek. I think that, what do you hope to bring to the year ahead? Are you a mom? Are you, how many children do you have?
I am a mom. I have 4 children, 11 through 16. I've got twins in there.
You're in it. You're in it like I am. I got teenagers as well.
Yes. So I feel your pain, joys and pains, right? And so really just trying to create that community that you want to live in forever. You want your children to live in forever. It's a generational thing. And it is great partners like the Olive Mill that they really did help put us on the map years ago. And they continue to grow and add new things to our community. But another thing I'm very proud of is our agritainment, and it's unique across the country, where you mix the entertainment with the agriculture. And so you see that with the Olive Mill, you see that with Schneff Farms, you see that with Pecan Lakes Entertainment.
Oh, that's right.
Farms. All of these places that it's so unique to Queen Creek, and just kind of roots us and grounds us all the way back to our founding fathers, which are still very, very involved in our community. A very unique thing about Queen Creek as well, to have those founding fathers involved.
We are big fans of Queen Creek. I'm only 5 miles away, Celeste. You could move out my direction and you could be in Queen Creek in 10 minutes.
Ron, that's so true. Yeah. But I would have to drive downtown in 45.
It's worth it.
But I love to visit. Yeah. I love it out your way, Mayor.
Yes, please visit.
All right, Mayor Julia Wheatley, thanks for your time today. We'll keep talking to you as the town keeps growing.
Great. I would love that. Good to see you this morning.
Hey, so here, let's go right into our poll question, Celeste. Are you ready? President Trump is going to be giving a primetime address to the nation from the Oval Office at 7 tonight. We're going to carry it on Fox 10. Here is the QR code. This is actually the first time we've been able to get this on the air yet this morning, and so let's roll it out. He's going to be talking about his first year in office and what's still to come.
Yeah.
What grade would you give him for his first year in office? We'll watch these numbers kind of move around as we put the QR code up there now. It gives you a chance as you're watching to vote as well. So I fully support him. It's been a great first year, 37%. A good first year, but the economy could be better. That's 1%. Some good decisions, but some bad ones too. That could also be 1%. And then 59% are saying it's bad. It's even worse than I thought he would be. That's 59%. What are you seeing on YouTube, Celeste?
This is interesting. We're seeing an alignment here between what all of you have voted on television with the QR code and what many of you have voted on YouTube. In the last hour, we have 1.1 thousand votes. 26% of you say, I fully support him, a great first year. But 61% say so bad, even worse than I thought he'd be. So those are kind of the ones that are ranking them the highest here on this poll. But we don't get this very often where we have some of those alignments. Are we going to get to Big D?
Well, we will right after the break. But with already 1,000 votes on YouTube,
yes.
And by the way, here's the updated poll. Yeah, those numbers are moving around. Once we give our actual audience a chance to vote, the numbers do have a tendency to kind of move around. So we appreciate you grabbing the QR code and doing that. Dave, for the fan
Big
club, has been going through your comments, and we'll be hearing from him. Oh, well, like
Look
I
good
say,
even when you're glistening.
Yeah, we could always turn the AC on in this booth. I don't know. All right, time for a break, and look at that, would you? How beautiful. Wow. All right, we'll be back. Celeste and I hanging out with you, joining the friendliest chat online, and Big D. Big D, next. Welcome back to more FTT. Ron, Celeste, and you guys with your great comments, Celeste.
my
What are you
goodness.
seeing for comments?
So I have to say, I am completely impressed by so many of you out there. It's been really fun to read. Buddha Sheep said that he lives in Queen Creek. They relocated 8 years ago from Orange County. And he said, I'm totally in Queen Creek, lived here for 8 years now, originally from the OC. And they love it there. They were able to relocate with their jobs.
Can you imagine selling a house in the OC
Yeah.
in Orange County and moving over here? Just a small 3-bedroom, 1,500 square foot, 1,200 square foot house over there.
Yeah.
You sell it for close to $1 million. And then in Queen Creek, you could practically buy an estate.
Yeah, I mean,
goodness
it's just incredible. Plus, the property taxes in California are just outrageous.
Yes, they are.
But Queen Creek is such an amazing. So we're glad that Buddha Sheep, that you and your family and your wife were able to relocate here to the Valley. I think that's really what started the boom. Many years ago.
Yes.
It's people going, okay, let's leave these high-priced areas in other states, especially California, and let's move to Arizona where we can find a house that we like in a community, more land, and not the taxes weren't as high.
And I also think that, the one thing you hear from people is, yeah, but what about those summers? They're kind of hot. Well, it's true if you're living in Texas. It's hot everywhere. If you're living in Alabama, it's hot and humid everywhere. We have 7,000, 10,000-foot mountains that you can get up to in just a couple hours drive.
Well, yeah.
That's what you do to go cool off.
And thank goodness for the creation of air conditioning.
Yes, indeed.
That has really helped us out.
All right, as promised, let's go to Dave on the Dave Cam. Everybody, what are you seeing? Let's, one more time, there's the poll. I had a feeling. See, this is what happens when we don't get a chance to actually put it on the show. You get a few people who see it, they vote online. But once we get it fully up and running, then the numbers have a tendency to kind of move around. Dave, we're up to 53% saying I support him. It's been a great first year. 43% is the second most popular option, worse than I thought he'd be. What are you seeing?
Yeah, as you can imagine, a lot of people feeling very differently from one another. Broken system, broken trust says Trump has done more in 1 year to help Americans than the previous administration did in 4 years. Thank you, President Trump. Intricatic says I can't imagine a more relentlessly incompetent administration, and we just lived through the Biden administration. It's like Trump thought it was a competition to see who could screw things up the most. And finally, MONAM says, I can't think of a single action he has taken as president that hasn't benefited him personally while making life tougher for the 99%. Really interesting comments. Only other thing I want to add is you can watch tonight's Trump address right here on the Fox 10 YouTube channel. Our own Isabella Fredrickson will be live streaming it, so I hope you can join us.
Oh, she's going to do an amazing job. That's going to be really interesting to watch. I think a lot of people, jumping off what Big D just said, are really, maybe you're looking forward to what he has to share. Because,
for sure.
because he's not just, and I'm going to screw this thing back on here tighter.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, we want to make
never know who
we
comes
want to
in
make
this
sure.
studio in the afternoon.
I mean, the knuckleheads who are in here in the afternoon. But you want to know what's to come. What's coming in the year ahead in 2026.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's see. Let's go. We did want to update you on a couple of other stories here. One is the financial hangover that people are already feeling when it comes to their Christmas spending. According to some new research from a tech company called Affirm, 35% of Americans are going to use their credit card for all of their holiday purchases. I thought that number would be way higher because, like Des was saying this morning on the show, cash is just going to fade away. You can't even get out. You won't find pennies 2 years from now.
It's funny. We were at Hobby Lobby last night. This lady who says, hey, did you drop this dollar on the ground? And I'm with my daughter and her two friends. And one of her friends says, no, I don't think so. And then everybody's like, no. And it was like nobody wanted to touch the dollar at first. And the woman's like, well, it's not mine, so you have it. Look, now you can say you carry cash.
There you go.
Yeah. But I think, it goes back to even like what's Dave Ramsey say about this? Because he's always about carrying cash.
Yes, that's right.
Paying bills in cash, doing everything in the envelope thing.
Because it's so easy to burn that plastic.
Yeah,
right?
And it's almost too easy to use Apple Pay.
70% of credit card users say they think they've already spent enough that they're over their limit and they're going to have to carry a balance, which means what, 21% interest rates for the next, at least for the next month or 2 or 3 going into the new year. And that's, you got to set that budget and try to keep to it.
I say we make our gifts.
Okay.
We had someone in studio this morning at 9:45 on AZAM, and she was making gifts. She made this, and this is for all of you in the chat, too, if you have any homemade gift ideas. She made 2, like, homemade seasonings.
Okay.
One was a cinnamon sugar.
Okay.
And one was like a home house seasoning.
Yeah.
She bought the containers at Goodwill.
Nice.
And then she created the seasonings, and that's what she gives as gifts.
Oh, that's super.
Yeah, and I thought, oh my goodness, it's such a great idea.
A lot of homemade cookies and other items have been showing up on our doorstep the last few
Homemade jam.
days.
Yeah,
so great.
absolutely.
Okay, so the other story is if you're looking for a new job, you might want to think about refreshing your look.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we're not saying you specifically. We're saying the other people. You look great.
Yeah, because we haven't seen you, so we're
Correct. Although, well, some people, yes. Anyway, plastic surgeons say they've noticed an uptick of Americans getting a little touch, a little nip, a little tuck here and there for the purposes of job hunting. They say people are even going to makeup artists and speech coaches to help them up their game.
Yeah,
I think it's all really good.
Have you seen those things pop up on your Instagram algorithm?
What is it? What kind of a?
These master classes on how to sound more eloquent.
Really? That
how
comes
to
up in your
sound.
feed?
It does.
You're already eloquent,
It's that.
Celeste. I
Thank
hope
you,
scroll
Ronald.
past. Not interested in this post.
Not paying for this scam.
So here's what we thought we would do. And we invited Big D to be a part of this as well. He was happy to jump in and cooperate. We said, let's ask AI. Ready, Celeste? Here we go. Hold on here. I'm looking for graphics.
Now, how can you better this photo, Ron?
Ask AI. Oh my goodness, here with these buttons today. All right, you guys see the one that says "Let's ask AI"? Not maybe. Okay, we don't have it anywhere. Anyway, so Dave, we're going to start with you. We said, let's ask AI how it could possibly improve the look of our big executive producer, Dave Taylor.
How can you can't perfect this photo.
Big D. We're going to try. Ready? Okay, so we have the Dave before.
Wow.
There's the Dave after.
Wow. Wow. My goodness.
This is amazing.
This is impressive.
Okay.
But I still like the real one better.
Yeah, you know, the previous Dave, where do we go? Some of these buttons aren't. There's the Dave we know and love.
Yes.
Here's the Dave after, I don't know, maybe a couple
of beers.
Couple of beers, couple of sit-ups, couple of push-ups, whatever.
My sister always said I wore beer goggles. She's like, what is happening? Who are you dancing with?
All right. So there's the before and the after and the side-by-side. All right. Now, next, I don't even know what's going to pop up here next, but I think it's going to be me. So,
okay.
All right. I asked AI. There's a picture of me on the front doorstep of Jordan and Kelsey's house when they lived back in the Carolinas. So I said, I want you to make me younger, more handsome, and more athletic looking. Celeste, are you ready? We're going to go from the before.
I'm not even ready for this. Can the internet take this?
Here we go, everybody. Ready?
Wow.
There's the side by side.
Oh, my goodness. You don't look that much different, Ron.
Well, let's see. I'm trying to see what the... what is the... Yeah, I mean, I guess it's just a little, more of a smile and a couple of less wrinkles. A couple fewer wrinkles.
I mean, I think the animated version has a thicker neck.
Okay.
But that's it. I don't think there's any other difference.
Okay.
I mean, maybe a bit more muscular.
Thank you, Celeste. Well, I mean, I could do that at the gym, too. But anyway, there's the side-by-side. There's the after.
Yes.
And there's the before. We love to ask AI. Now, I have a feeling, what was the conversation with you and Ty, Celeste?
So Ty and I had this conversation.
Yeah.
Ron comes in, says, hey, can you post this to pick a picture, put it on, chat and AI and figure this out. Okay. Yeah. So I pick the photo, I throw it in, and I said, give me a glow up for a new job and make me look younger.
Okay, so here we go.
And here's the original photo that we threw up. This was right here in our streaming studio. It's a green wall that you see behind Ron and myself.
Yeah.
And the one it gave me wasn't different enough.
At least Ty said that.
Ty said
Did you
that.
think it was different?
I thought it was.
So then what happened?
So then Ty's like, can you throw in something else and a couple of other adjectives? And I said, okay, can you now make me not just, younger, give me a glow up and make me more bold and powerful?
Can we see what that looks like?
Let's go.
Here we go, everybody. Ready? Oh my gosh. You know what? You have a Christy gnome, but like 15 years younger than she currently is, kind of a look there, Celeste. Wow.
I know.
Holy cow, look at her.
I might print it out and put it up on my mirror and go, okay, how can I perfect my makeup like her? I thought, what is happening?
Wow.
I'm just happy that my wedding ring is still on.
Oh, my. Well, this is the problem with the GLPs. Have you been hearing about this? The story I read was that ladies that go on the GLP and they drop 20 or 30 pounds,
right.
all of a sudden they're getting a lot of looks from the male half of the population, and it's breaking up some marriages.
Oh, no.
Oh, I hate to even report that kind of thing.
That's so heartbreaking, Ron.
Yeah, it is heartbreaking. Although I guess apparently some ladies are willingly doing it. So anyway, there's the before.
And the after.
There's the. I think I want to work with both of those ladies.
Wow.
Celeste.
Okay. Well,
Dave,
I can probably work on that.
What's so funny about that, Dave?
I think that's great. Celeste is perfect as she is.
Thank you, Dave.
The upgraded Celeste, we'll take her too.
Well, that's the problem. Is as all men, we have learned a long time ago that even when you try to compliment,
this is you had the real Celeste and then the GLP-1 Celeste.
No, but seriously, that is amazing.
I thought, wow, this is me, bold and powerful.
Yeah, you're powerful there.
Yeah.
You're bold.
Look at Darla. She says still looks the same, Celeste, but tighter like Botox. So maybe I need a little bit of Botox in that. Oh my goodness, so hilarious. More of like a supermodel, like Melania. She says, thank you, Darla. So sweet.
Okay, so, I guess we could all do it. And then we can just say to ourselves, so one more time, there are a couple of the other pictures.
Yes.
There's my side by side. And let's see. Here's Dave side by side.
Yes.
We like you just the way you are, Big D.
We do.
We really do.
The real deal, nothing can change the real deal.
No, that is
You know what I mean?
Sure. All right, so coming up in the next few minutes, we hope you can stick with us. There's plenty to talk about. And Fox 10 Talks continues. Thanks for all your comments on the friendliest chat online.
By the way, Ron.
Yeah.
I just got a text from a viewer.
Yes.
Celeste looks so much better than Christy Gnome. What an insult.
Oh, no. See, this is why the males cannot win in this current life.
Oh, brother. You guys are amazing. We'll be right back.
Don't ever change, Celeste. Don't ever change. And we welcome you back. It's 11:15, which means Ty and Anita coming up in 15 minutes here on FTT. Okay, that is Kelowna. I got to give the folks in Kelowna, BC, a lot of props, Celeste.
Yeah.
I feel like they have about a dozen cameras around there.
Wow. Yeah. Do they make cologne there?
Oh, my gosh. Wouldn't that be amazing? The Kelowna Cologne,
factory,
you know who they could get to advertise it? The Kelowna could be advertised by Alona.
Ooh,
remember Alona that used to work here?
Yeah.
Ron, Rick, and Alona.
Or, yeah, that. I remember that little ad.
Yeah, you know, there is supposed to be a sea monster in that lake.
Really?
Yeah, when you drive into downtown Kelowna, there's a little statue of him. They call him Ogo Pogo.
Oh, why? What's the story behind it?
I think it's just that the Loch Ness Monster was so popular, they thought, why can't we have our own version?
Oh, wow. Or maybe they could be more like Tacoma with the aroma from Kelowna.
You know, it's funny. I was just driving through Tacoma the other day, and I thought, there's no aroma.
And they got rid of it?
It's just fine now.
Wow.
Yeah.
It was, what was it, lumber? I think they were milling
Sure,
or
a lot of the
something.
mills, yeah.
Yeah,
for sure.
that's, by the way, that's south of Seattle.
Yep. Okay, so welcome back, everybody. This is Fox 10 Talks. You know, we continue to look for any kind of new information, the latest out of this just unbelievable and continually just shocking story. There's a picture of Nick Reiner, who is being charged with first-degree murder, which I find interesting, Celeste.
Yeah.
You know, you have to show premeditation. And so there was something that we don't know yet about this. We've all seen the reports that there was some sort of a argument. He was walking up, according to multiple reports, at a party the night before. He was walking up to people and saying, "Are you famous? Who are you? What's your name?" That kind of thing to people who were at this party.
So he was disoriented. There was something.
Either that or, you know, I mean, he's had documented drug abuse issues, that type of a thing. We don't know. But, you know, some of the pictures that have come in over the last several years, obviously his appearance has changed quite a bit. But I don't think we have them yet, but I'm starting to get reports of him just sort of wandering aimlessly after the killings had been committed, where he walks into some sort of a convenience store.
Yeah.
I think it might have been an AM PM.
So while you're looking for that, let me, if I could share a little bit of this, kind of a personal story. We have a friend who had a son who was addicted to drugs.
Okay.
And she tried to get him clean. He would, get in and out of rehabs. And what she would tell me is that once he was clean, the damage to his brain had already been done. And so even when he was sober, he was not all there.
Yeah.
And so we don't know the circumstances surrounding what was going on in this situation. We know about the fight, as you mentioned, Ron, at the Christmas party the night before this horrible thing happened. But we don't know whether or not he was, on something or not. But it is heartbreaking when you think about what drugs and substance abuse does, not just to the person, but to the family and to the people that love that person.
Yeah.
It is
really good
so
point.
we don't know what type of mental state he was in. We know he was on suicide watch, was one of the things that we had heard in his cell. That's why he didn't make a court appearance yesterday. So we're waiting to see if he'll be arraigned today, if we could get his first look.
By the way, let me ask Dave. Do you know, Dave, on either Edge 4 or Edge 5, I'm seeing courtrooms, but do you know if either of those are related to the Nick Reiner appearance? They tried to get it done yesterday. His attorney, it already sounds like they're going to go for some kind of a mental defense because he was saying he hadn't been medically cleared, that kind of thing. There's a headline, by the way, from TMZ. His hotel room was full of blood after the murders. So, yeah, we're going to keep an eye there, but those are kind of the latest developments that I did think, so this is what happens. There's so much reporting after the fact more on the attacker than on the victims. So I don't want to get too opinionated here, but it's the same situation at Brown University. We should be talking more about those victims and those two beautiful lives that were lost. Yeah. But we are talking about the perpetrator more, primarily because there's still fear in that community. It's been 3, almost coming up on 4 days, no arrest, and it doesn't look like they even have a lead suspect in custody yet.
I think it could be. There's some Arizona students, Arizona college students who attend Brown. I know for a fact.
Yeah.
And I think it's a little frustrating for families, a little bit disturbing. And, you think, my goodness, like what's happening? I know a lot of them are home for Christmas, but it's scary for a lot of these kiddos and for their families. And so I think they kind of downplayed it at first. It seemed as though we're not searching for anybody. We kind of know who we're looking at.
Yeah.
But I think, everybody's waiting to see what the developments will be when it comes to the authorities there in at Brown University.
And that was, they were taking this approach at first, like we are not going to release a lot of the information that we have. Well, it turns out they don't have very much information at all.
Yeah.
But I did think in terms of, let's talk a little bit about the victims and a man who, Syleste, this is before your time, but maybe you've seen some reruns. But the show All in the Family, Rob Reiner he was just classic. He married Archie Bunker's daughter. And so his Archie always called him Meathead. And yet they had this like really great, almost father and son, spicy kind of relationship. And over the course of many years, along with his father, Carl Reiner, who was a superstar in his own right. Now listen to what Harkins is doing. They're going to pay tribute to Rob Reiner today. They're going to host screenings of his 1995 film, The American President, for just $5. So keep in mind, he starred in plenty of TV shows and movies, but he also was an accomplished director. So The American President for $5 today at Arrowhead, Scottsdale Fashion Square, and the Chandler Fashion Center. I always get the square one and the center one.
Yeah, but the Squinter. That one. There's only one Squinter. And it's when you don't have your readers.
Yeah. But anyway, you can go we have a link posted for the tickets at fox10phoenix.com. Good for the folks at Harkins. That's really timely and a chance, I think, for people who really appreciated his work to maybe get together and share some memories and share some stories. Okay, let's go to the zoo here. Let me just see what we have. I'm pressing number 5. Here we go. I love how she practically gallops. This is the most talked about giraffe in the valley, Syleste, for a very long time. The Phoenix Zoo has decided that they are going to let you choose the baby giraffe's name. Now, we just showed you the giraffe the other day.
Yeah.
They have 5 finalists on which you can vote. There is Sira, which is sun in Persian and Greek. There is Tesni, which means warmth from the sun in Welsh. There's Binti, which means daughter in Swahili. That's pretty appropriate. There's Kasi, which means speed or fast in Swahili. And there is Ray, like a ray of sunshine, to this little baby calf born earlier just this month. They think that she's going to get to make her public debut next month. So you got all the excitement of zoo lights in December, and then come January, you're going to meet the little baby giraffe.
Oh, I like a Ray.
You like Ray?
Okay. Ray of sunshine. She's so beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, and completely laser focused on that lens. She's just a ham. She's a ham.
Sure she is, Syleste. She should get into the business. I think I like Tesni, which is Welsh.
Yeah.
For warmth from the sun. So
beautiful.
I'm sure you can go to the Phoenix Zoo's website and vote on that. By the way, you can only vote until December 22nd, and then the announcement will come on December 23rd. So, Syleste, did you see this story that Netflix is getting into the podcasting business? Now, we have showed this. We have named this show over time. Sometimes we call it a podcast because it's got that feel, right?
Yeah.
It's like doing a radio show on an iPod type thing.
Right.
Or also a streaming show.
Yeah, stream.
Because it does stream on YouTube live. But anyway, Netflix is getting into the podcasting business, and here's the story. So they are partnering with iHeart to become the exclusive video streamer of 2 of the biggest podcasts out there. More than 15 shows are going to go now to Netflix. The problem is it signals the end of the shows on YouTube where you could watch them for free.
Yeah.
iHeart will hold the rights to the audio versions, but guess what? Now Netflix, so you have to pay. Basically, it's like a paywall if you're not a Netflix subscriber, but you want to listen to some of these really popular podcasts. Starting next year, you're going to have to pony up. I don't like the trend of this.
And who are they? I think one of them, Chelsea Handler.
Yes, that's right.
Was one of. Oh, we have breaking entertainment news.
Well, hold on. Let's go to Dave. Here's Dave. Go ahead, buddy. You tell us. What are you seeing?
The Oscars, as of 2029, will be moving to YouTube and will stream free worldwide. So not only will you be able to watch Fox 10 Talks on YouTube, you'll be able to watch the Oscars. Pretty incredible.
Yeah. Ooh, the Oscars. Ron, are you ready to host?
Sure, Celeste. But I think they've got some pretty good guys handling it lately anyway, right?
I think charging for podcasts is the wrong way to go.
Oh, that is a bad trend.
I mean,
a really bad trend.
You know, why can't you figure out a way to make it happen where, like, look at what Spotify did. You can donate to us, apparently.
Right.
Big
Dave said, we're going to, you know what's going to happen? We're going to put out a tip jar right here, right kind of in this area. And then day after day, because we're about as secure as Fort Knox.
Yes, we
we'll
are.
wonder why there's no money in the tip jar.
Or if anybody
nobody
else
around
wants to
here is tipping.
If you want to bring your change, if you got change jar at home, or I don't know.
Yeah.
But I do think that's not a great thing to do. Like, don't charge. Like, Spotify did it, with Joe Rogan, and they just paid him a lot of money to bring him there.
Yeah.
But some of the top podcasters are on YouTube. You can watch them for free. And they get paid by YouTube.
Now, if you're watching us, for example, on Channel 45, you get commercials every so often.
Yeah.
If you're watching on YouTube, you may not get them. But we're just putting it out there. And commercials have been the way that these shows have been successful.
Yeah.
And so that's why that Joe Rogan is not going to go behind a paywall.
Yeah, no.
Right?
No.
And he can sell the commercials all he wants.
That's right.
Besides, we like 2 minutes to read your comments.
And we like to keep this free because it's not just free, Ron, but it's fun.
When it's free, the price can never go up. Even a 50% increase on free.
Thank you, Ron.
Is still free.
Absolutely.
Okay,
Thank you for watching.
Anita.
Oh, hold on. What is happening? There's a lot. There's the shots wrong. And this thing's. Oh,
the
boy.
first thing Ty said before he hit the button, everyone, was we're gonna do really good today.
I didn't even turn the mic. I didn't turn the mics on.
The The first thing Ty said before we hit the button was, we're going to do really good today. And 31 seconds in, it's a disaster.
It's not a
ladies
disaster.
and gentlemen.
We're back on course. All right. Happy Wednesday. We have another
Please don't make it Tuesday
I know.
again.
We do not want to repeat
We do not
of
want a
yesterday.
repeat of any of
We
that.
have another packed show for you.
We hope.
We do. Yeah.
We have a couple of, we have a lot of Zoom interviews, and you know what happens with Zoom interviews.
They sometimes work, sometimes don't, right? It is sometimes a crapshoot. But our first guest is ready to go here this morning. So we're going to introduce Caley Hill. She is the head of OnStar Marketing.
Oh, this is a big job, Caley.
Thank you. Good morning. Is it morning where you are?
It's
Still morning.
11:01.
Yep.
Okay. Well, good morning to everyone. And is it Phoenix?
Yep, we're in Phoenix. So this is so cool. You guys have done this in a couple years past where OnStar, which is in many vehicles, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can push the OnStar button and you get to talk to Santa.
How exciting.
That's right. Yeah. So we're really excited for the 17th year in a row.
17. Wow.
Yep. For those out there who are driving a General Motors vehicle, which is a Chevrolet, Buick, Cadillac, or GMC vehicle, or if you have our OnStar Guardian app, we have some really exciting things happening between now and Christmas Day that I was hoping I could tell everyone about because we think it's going to bring a lot of excitement in the lead up to Christmas this year.
We would
Please
love
do.
to hear
Tell
about
us
it.
all about it.
Okay. Well, starting today, for any of you out there who have kids or don't have kids, but just love him, Adam Rubin is an award-winning author who has partnered with us this year. He wrote Dragons Love Tacos, very popular book in my house.
Don't we all
and
love
he
tacos?
will actually... Yeah, Dragons Love Tacos. He's partnered with us to release a new story every day between now and December 23rd. So if you are in your vehicle and you push your blue OnStar button, or anywhere you are using our OnStar Guardian app, you can hear a new story every day today through December 23rd. So that's the first exciting thing
That is so
that I
clever.
wanted to share.
Can I ask
Yeah.
what kind of stories?
Well, I'm not going to give away what happens because it's a big surprise and every day the stories build on each other, but it's a story about Santa going to space. So, you'll have to tune in and see what Santa gets up to and how the reindeers handle it. So that is the first exciting thing we have planned. The second thing that will be coming up on December 24th on Christmas Eve, for those kids out there or adults who are really, really excited for Santa to come and would like to know where he is, you can push your blue OnStar button or use your OnStar Guardian app. And we are partnering with the North American Aerospace Defense Command, often called NORAD, who are going to help us track him across the entire world. So I have a 6-year-old and a 1-year-old. They cannot wait. But for those who just are very curious, even if you're not a kid, it is really, really cool. Our OnStar specially trained Santa flight advisors will be able to track him across the world for you.
Tracking
so
Santa
cool.
is a really big job.
It is a really big job. Santa's a busy guy and he goes really fast. So it's helpful to have NORAD partnering with us to make sure we know exactly where he is. And really, most importantly, to tell you when to get to bed, because honestly, he's not going to come to your house unless you get to bed.
Very true.
Yeah.
I love I mean, you work in the marketing department, so this must be so much fun for you to kind of come up and kind of keep upping the ante, so to speak, with these fun options for these families this time of the year.
It honestly is my favorite campaign of the year. It's really everyone's favorite. I think my favorite part, though, has to be we partner with the American Red Cross to donate $1 every time anyone pushes their blue OnStar button or uses the app. So if you can partake in this activity this year, you're actually helping with a much bigger cause. And that's the part that I think make all of us at the company feel really good about it. And we will match all donations up to $30,000. So it's good to know that we're doing this for fun and it's awesome, but it's also for a great cause.
We have a comment in the chat from Brandy the bookworm who says, why do I feel like OnStar is going to have a lot of kids hitting that OnStar button year round looking for Santa, but now you have more reason to do it because you'll be donating and helping out a really good cause. But yeah, the kids are going to have so much fun with this.
They do, and we're encouraging folks, if you're on social media and you want to share the reaction of your kids, we love to see it. It is honestly the most magical thing ever. Whether you have kids in your life, if they're your own kids, nieces, godkids, whatever it might be, please do share in the joy, and we can't wait to see the reactions we get.
I love this. Just to kind of reiterate, is OnStar free, and this whole little program is going to be free for those individuals that have those GM vehicles?
Yeah, so when you purchase a new GM vehicle, you will have access to OnStar. We have varying degrees of plans.
Sure.
And so generally speaking, most folks are in a plan that will enable you to be able to use this. And, we feel like this really just helps people understand how easy it is just to push that blue button or use the app. It's literally the easiest thing you can do. And there's so many other great services that we offer. So this is just a little taste of the magic side of what we do when we partner with Santa. But please do head to OnStar.com if you're curious about the other things we get up to. There's also lots of great Santa content on the website there as well.
Nice. I was thinking too, because this is the time of the year where obviously you're going on these maybe long road trips to grandma's house for the holidays. This is like a perfect way to kind of kill some time in the car too, tracking Santa and listen to some stories.
That's my plan with my own children. So, and I will tell you, it works very, very well. So yeah, both my kids were curious if they were naughty or nice this year. So we'll save that question for Christmas Eve. We'll see what the OnStar advisors say.
Question about those stories. I know one is released every day through Christmas. So like tomorrow, will you have an opportunity to listen to both? So if you are doing that like 6-hour road trip, can you go back and save them all?
Yeah, so on OnStar.com, every day they will be released there and live with the OnStar blue button push. So if you do have that long drive, you can pull it up on your phone and you can hear all the stories that have been released thus far. And I have a feeling I will be listening to them multiple times, multiple times a day.
I was going to ask you, you mentioned that you've done this for 17 years, and this year you're really kind of hoping that folks will kind of capture that moment when kids are able to talk with NORAD and kind of listen to the stories and things like that. But in years previous, what has been kind of the reaction from some of your customers that you have gotten? Because I can only imagine that this must be so much fun, and kind of probably, now that it's been in 17 years in the works, this must be kind of a tradition for some folks.
It really is. Some of the folks we've heard from over the years, we have people who did this when they were children who are now older, and they are now doing it with young kids in their lives. And seeing that come full circle has been one of the most incredible things. And I know the American Red Cross is super grateful as well that this gets so much attention and love from people, because it certainly helps their cause and gets a lot of visibility to what they are doing. So yeah, we've had some just amazing stories. There's one grandmother who commented, I think she's been doing this with her grandkids since they were 1 or 2, and now they're in their 20s. Like, it's unbelievable when you hear things like that, and it makes us really happy.
And they'll be listening to generations to come. That's what's so exciting about it. It's something you can pass on.
Exactly. That's right. Santa is always magical, right?
Absolutely.
Knowing where he is one of the coolest things, no matter how old you are.
That is very true. Well, Merry Christmas. Thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us about this, because I think maybe folks didn't know that this was an option, and now they've got something to do on that long road trip in the next couple of days.
That's right. Absolutely. Well, have a wonderful holiday season. Thank you. We look forward to hearing from you.
It was
Merry
nice
Christmas.
to meet you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
A couple of, and I forgot to ask Dave to pull up video for our next guest. Oh, we did. Perfect. So a couple of years ago, I had a friend mention she was going up to the northern portion of the state to do a little bit of tubing. And I said, what is this tubing? And so I made Johnny, my husband, take me up for my birthday. And I will tell you that he complained the whole entire drive up. It's not that far. It's right outside Flagstaff. He complained the entire drive up, and he complained as we waited in line to get our tickets. You have to reserve ahead. I shot some interviews and chatted with Jonathan Allen, who we're going to chat with here in a second as he joins us on Zoom. So anyway, but we went down the inner tube, the first run, and Johnny looks at me and said, "That is the most fun I've ever had as an adult." I don't know if you've had an opportunity to head up here.
I have not, no.
I am proposing a Fox 10 outing.
Up to go do some sledding? So it's some
It's
tubing?
tubing.
So,
and
how do they get you to the top?
you walk.
Oh, you walk.
Oh, you
Okay.
are walking up the hill.
Okay.
But they have steps, like
carved into the snow?
Yeah, it's or like wood. It's very, very well organized. So you have different color tubes with
Okay.
different color runs, and then you get like a ski lift ticket. You could do a half day or a full day pass.
How fun.
But Jonathan is joining us, and you're the mastermind. You have snow. Yay. Hi, Jonathan.
Thanks for the invite. Good to see you.
Yeah. So Jonathan will post, and that's how it works, right? You post on Instagram like Wednesday or Thursday. You talk about conditions, and then you let everyone know when tickets are available.
Right. Yeah. So we try and be as upfront as possible and show the conditions. The conditions here vary quite a bit. So we usually post 1 or 2 videos a week showing what we have and announcing when tickets will be available and that sort of thing. So, yeah.
Jonathan, how long have you guys been doing this up there?
This is actually our 10th season.
Wow.
We started in 2016 and we've been making snow. We got snow approved, I guess, about 8 seasons ago. So it's a game changer. Definitely makes it possible to be open right now, which we wouldn't otherwise with the warm temperatures we've had. So yeah, I feel very blessed to be able to open on a season like this.
Oh, I bet.
How did you come up with this concept?
It was kind of just in part to address some traffic issues in Flagstaff. The community was behind doing something to help with traffic and create a safe snow play area that was more accessible and didn't require people to drive north out on Highway 180. And so we got involved with that with the city actually looking at a potential site in town, and it didn't work out. And then we partnered with the county. And it's been a great partnership.
Oh, I love that. We have to take a quick break in about 30 seconds. So if you could hold tight for 2 minutes for our commercial break, and then we'll talk to you again. But I wanted to ask you, we were just looking at some video. Those folks get going pretty fast down the mountains.
Oh, yeah.
I wanted to ask you about how fast you can go, and we'll get kind of all the nitty gritty about when you guys are opening up, ticket prices and that kind of stuff when we come back in 2 minutes from now. So Jonathan, just hold tight. We'll be right back with you in 2 minutes. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Okay, welcome back in. Jonathan, thanks for hanging out with us. We appreciate it. Time mentioned speed. What's the fastest run? How do you coordinate these?
Oh, well, the speed varies quite a bit throughout the day, depending on the temperature and everything. So our fastest runs are during our night sessions when we're open at night, when it gets cold.
Oh, I bet.
And I've hit 30 miles an hour on our biggest
my
runs just using a
gosh.
GPS on my phone. So normally when they're that fast, we close the runs. But yeah, so high 20s for sure. And it's quite a thrill.
Now, Jonathan, are there different kind of courses? Maybe you kind of work your way up. If you're a little timid at first, can you go on some smaller runs and then kind of work your way up to the bigger, faster ones?
They do have a baby
Absolutely.
run.
They do have a baby
You
run.
have a big, like you have a little itty bitty kid run.
Yeah, that's actually our most popular run. We have a Kitty Hill that's nice and wide. And then we've got runs that go all the way up from, 150 feet up to our longest runs are over 500 foot long, including the run out at the bottom.
How long does that take?
We've got sizes for everyone.
How long does that take to go down?
It's quick.
Oh, not very long.
Oh, man. You really are hauling
You know what takes the longest is climbing up to the top. And I have to say what impressed me so much is that nobody cuts. Everybody's in line just chit-chatting and having fun. And just really there's a great sense of community. You have a fire pit where you can make s'mores.
Look at this guy.
You have
Look, this is
food
what I was talking about. Look how fast he's going. That looks so fun.
It's a blast.
Now, can you have, if you have a little one, can the little one go in your lap, or does everybody have to have their own tube?
Everyone needs to be in their own tube on our bigger runs, but we'll let you go down side by side so you can hold on to each other. It's just safer to have your kids in their own tube versus having them bounce off your lap on accident. The exception is on our Kitty Hill, which is our small hill. Again, we kind of let you do what you want there as long as you're being safe.
What's the youngest that you allow on the bigger hills? Because some of those are really big.
Yeah, we don't have any age restrictions. It's up to the parents to decide. But, if you put them in their own tube, it's fine. So we don't have any age or height restrictions. We try and keep it accessible. We've had families with 3 generations come out and, the kids are playing with the grandparents and everyone has a good time. So we try and keep it accessible to everyone.
I love it. This looks like so much fun.
Talk about tickets for us.
Okay. Yeah. So the tip for your viewers is that we use a dynamic pricing. We try and keep it affordable, but also manage and meet demand. And so our ticket prices ramp up based on how many available tickets are left. So if you want to get the best price, the takeaway is to buy tickets as soon as they're enabled. So tickets start for the night sessions and the 3-hour sessions around $13 to $18. For the full day sessions, they're about $10 more, and they ramp on up from there. So we enable ticket sales exactly 5 days in advance. So if you wanted to come out, say, at 9 a.m. on a Saturday, those tickets would be enabled at 9 a.m. on the preceding Monday. So buy early, you'll get the best price, and we try and balance demand with prices.
And you're open now, right?
Our first day of the season will be Saturday the 20th.
Saturday the 20th. Okay, right around the corner. But this will be fun, won't it?
Last year, you had to close a little early because we didn't have a lot of snow. And then literally, I think it was like the day or a couple days after, we had a massive snowstorm. And I even said, I was like, oh my gosh, no, I was so upset. We didn't get to go up last year. So we're really fingers crossed for this year's season.
Yeah. Yeah, we need everyone to do their snow dances and send the vibes our way. We'll take whatever we can get.
I know. We were so excited when Snow Bowl opened so early. I mean, I'm from Utah, and I was bragging to all my friends in Utah, Arizona has their ski resort open before some of these massive resorts in Utah, and then our snow kind of dried up. So we got to get that snow back in. But
it's been rough. I checked the other day. I think only about 50% of the ski resorts in the Western United States are open, and most of them have less or around 10% of their terrain.
Yeah.
So the fact that Snow Bowl is able to open and has as much snow as they do, that's great. And hopefully we'll get some more winter weather coming to this neck of the woods, and we'll all be in good shape heading into the spring and summer.
Well, we're going to coordinate a Fox 10 AZ AM trip up there to see you. So we're all going to be nice and loud.
The fastest tubes you got.
All right, we'll do it. That sounds great.
Put some canola oil on the bottom of Anita's.
Ty, not mine. That's okay. We'll hold hands.
All right. Well, Jonathan,
Thanks,
it was so nice to meet you.
It was a pleasure. Thanks
for taking the time to do this. All right, that looks like so much fun, doesn't it?
Thanks, Jonathan.
It's like stupid fun.
Oh, I can only imagine.
I'm like, the thing is, and I'll post it on my Instagram. I'm going to try to find it. You can't stop smiling.
Oh, I bet.
And he employs a lot of the high school and college kids.
Yeah.
And they're so much fun because you say to them, you're like, can you spin us? So they'll spin you.
So you're going down?
So when you're going down, if you go down solo, it's like, and your face the whole time is like, ah.
Oh,
It's so.
cool.
I mean, Johnny is a grown man,
And
every year we've been up 3 times now. Every year he's like, "Are we going tubing?" Yeah, we did the full day pass the last time, which was nice because you can take your time. But I really want to do the night one.
Oh yeah. Oh, that would be cool.
I really want to do the night one.
Especially because he said that's when it gets
Yeah,
faster. So it's a little icy,
and all
too.
the kids up there have said it's not very busy, so you can go up more often.
Oh, really? So you can just kind of run up and
Yeah,
down
yeah.
the mountain. So
Yeah.
you kind of burn some calories too going up.
Oh,
the
you
mountain.
do. You're sore the next day. It's so. And I will say, wear waterproof pants.
Okay.
Because the inner tubes have a bottom in them,
Sure.
so when the snow gets in, it does melt a little bit. They do a really good job, like shaking things off, but your behind can get a little bit wet.
A little
So you
toasty.
just want to dress really warm.
Not
I'm
toasty,
not
a little
kidding.
cool.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
And you can appreciate some adult beverages waiting in line.
There you go. All right. I thought it was funny because I pulled this shot up just because we were looking at the snow behind Jonathan, and then down here in the valley we've been seeing breaking temperatures, records I should say, breaking temperature records as far as the weather goes. 80 degrees over the past couple of days, so it's kind of a juxtaposition. Our next guest is also up in the beautiful high country. We have Mr. Sam Green joining us.
Miss.
I'm
Hi,
sorry.
Sam.
I got my names wrong, Sam. I apologize.
Sam, angle your camera down a little so we can see more of your cute face. Oh, perfect. Look at you.
Well,
Hi.
I can sit back too.
There you go. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
How exciting. Are you ready for the Pinecone Drop?
Yeah. After 26 years, yeah, we start preparing after the first of the year, really. Like take a break for a month and then we're thinking about it all over again. It happens so quickly. So
I bet. You guys have so much that goes on up in the Flagstaff area. We were just talking to Jonathan over there at the snow park about the sledding that's going on. But you guys have so much going on, especially as we get into the cooler season. And the Pinecone Drop has become, I guess, kind of quintessential for Flagstaff. And we're looking at some pictures from years past. For people that have never been before, just kind of explain what it's all about, Sam.
Well, the history behind it is that my husband and I have been here for 50 years. And when we started on the Weatherford, it was all about the history. It was all about saving Flagstaff's history. And I try to make people understand that because this is our historic district. And for years, we tried to come up with something that would be something for New Year's. And in 1999, we realized it was a 100-year anniversary of the hotel becoming a hotel in 1900. John Weatherford opened the Weatherford Hotel New Year's Day, 1900.
Wow.
So in 1999, we decided with the millennial, we'd come up with something. And in a manager's meeting, thinking about New York and the ball, and it came up, what about a pine cone? We live in the largest ponderosa pine forest in the world, and it made sense for some reason.
Oh my gosh.
So I designed a pine cone out of a garbage can back then.
Stop.
This was in 1999.
Wait, Sam, do you still have the original one that you made?
No.
No.
How many pine cones since the garbage can pine cone?
Well, it was 2005 that I got caught on camera, and they asked me what it was, and I can't lie. So I said it's a garbage can, and it was a plastic garbage can it had a weight. I mean, there was design behind it. We had to hire an engineer to come up with a lowering device. It wasn't just like throw it off the top of the building kind of thing.
Like, here, take mine, just rinse it out.
Yeah, but no, I made a styrofoam wedding cake on the bottom of the garbage can. I went to school for art, and then I covered it in pine cones, and then I covered it in lights, and then we put on fresh boughs every year, and it worked really well. But in 2005, after I got caught on camera, I had a local welder. I designed a new design on a cocktail napkin, and I took it to one of my local welders, and I had him build it for me. It has like over 200 tin petals on it. It has, it has a lighting unit in it, and it's developed over the years. But for 26 years, it's been making people happy. We thought it would just be a one-off in 1999. Then it got to be a lot more than that. So
I have to say, I am marveling at the number of people packed into that area.
Look at that.
For the Pinecone Drop.
Oh, hold on.
Yeah.
Oh, hold on. We're going to get there.
We'll get to video.
That's all right.
We're looking for
That's
that
all right.
video.
We're looking for that video,
We've all been up to Flagstaff to cover snow or, other stories. And we've stood on that intersection without the people. Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. And it was, I don't know, we wouldn't have thought it that. And then to win last year, the 5th 5 in the nation.
Yeah.
And then this year we got 7 in the nation out of 20. Last year was 5 out of 10, and this year was 7 out of 20. So that's pretty exciting for Flagstaff, and everybody really enjoys it.
Yeah. That was so funny. The first time I went up to Flagstaff, when I first moved here as a reporter, the photographer was like, that's the hotel where they drop the pine cone. And like everybody knows about the pine cone in Flagstaff. What is that like?
What?
That's what I was like, what are you talking about? And they're like, the ball drops in New York's Times Square, and here in Flagstaff, they drop a pine cone. I was like, that's genius. I mean, what is it like that kind of everybody now knows about your idea here in Arizona?
Oh, it's fun. It's community.
Yeah.
You got to have that in your towns.
Yeah.
And, it's very important to us. And like I said, our battle cry back in the day when I was young was save the Weatherford, because at that point in time, people, we're forgetting history is cyclical. Sometimes people really appreciate it, and then it goes away, and then that's when you lose things, and you really have to keep it up, maintain it. You got to maintain your history if you're gonna, you're gonna continue to have it. And
Sam, we have a heart out, but we're gonna have you back on. And I love your doggy wagging his tail back there. We're gonna have you back on to talk more about everything else going on. So Dave's gonna reach out. We're gonna rebook you. You're amazing.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you for your time, Sam. Nice to meet you.
All right. Nice meeting you too. You guys have a great day.
Thank you.
All right. We welcome you in, everybody. It's Ron and Desiree and more of Fox 10 Talks. And we've been talking about the snow in the USA, but Des, would you look at Banff up in Alberta, Canada?
Wow.
Man, you don't want to just slam on the brakes there. You got to drive slow and steady like you're in Buffalo.
Well, you can if you want to go ice skating in your vehicle. I wouldn't recommend it.
Right? Did it take you a while to learn how to drive in the snow, or was your mom or your dad such a good teacher that you were like, I got this?
You know, I don't ever remember struggling, so I guess they must have been a good teacher.
Oh.
But I'd definitely say my dad, because my mom, you did not want her in the passenger seat.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
She's a little bit of a
She's
nervous
like that
passenger?
backseat driver.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well.
Yeah, you're just kind of born and bred into it. So, yeah, I mean, it's just a way of life there in Buffalo.
Yeah,
but,
for sure.
Oh,
well,
that's a beautiful shot.
Yeah, it's a funny thing, too, because they're obviously going to have a white Christmas up there in Banff. But what you don't see, and they've kind of the way they put the picture together, but just up above the city there, the line of businesses are some of the most beautiful mountains in the Canadian Rockies. So it's a nice place to be, but more in July. So, Des, you know, I like to always start by getting, hold on, two-shot guest. No, hold on here. There's Des.
Hey.
There's us.
There we go.
Okay. So I always like to get a little update on how your morning's been going. And I just loved the report that you were doing with hanging out with all those dollar bills.
Isn't that cool?
Yes.
That's at the Rusty Spur Saloon right in Old Town.
Yes.
It's Scottsdale's oldest bar, established in 1951.
How about that?
And it just became a tradition where folks would pin dollar bills to the wall.
Yeah.
So then they thought, you know, what can we do with these dollar bills? And they found a really amazing way to give back to children at Phoenix Children's Hospital.
Here's Dez's report from a little earlier this morning.
That's right, you guys. And we're standing in a really unique spot of the Rusty Spur. One you might not even knew kind of existed here. This door is really special to the saloon, Janet. Tell us about this.
Yeah, that's right. So this building is actually 105 years old. And before it was Rusty Spurred, it was a farmer's bank. And this right here is the original bolt.
And it is heavy. You can hear it creak open. And today it holds what?
All the goods.
All the goods. All the drinks that folks come here to enjoy. Oh, and this is Steven, too. We got to give him a shout out, a manager. How long have you been here, Steven?
4 years.
And I asked you, how do you like working here?
It is never a boring day.
He said no one comes here to have a bad day. I love that. So he's stacking those dollar bills that are going to be donated to Phoenix Children's. But Janet, the Rusty Saloon, it's so historic. We've already touched base that it's the oldest bar, originally a bank, which we now know that you just told us. But 7 days a week, it's lively in here.
That's right. We have music 7 days, 7 nights. So it's a super fun place to be at. And something that our guests don't know is that we also offer lunch from 11 to 3. We have a food menu available.
Okay. Yeah, you have some of that here, and you can see kind of the dining space. So right now we have the tables and chairs out, but at night when we get ready for the party that is to be had in here with the live music, they'll remove the chairs and the tables. But here are some of the eats. Let's start right there, Janet. That looks so good.
Yeah, so we offer 3 different tamales, which they're super traditional for this time of year. We also have a lot of burgers, fresh burgers from a local butcher. This one is our south of the border, and then nachos, which are great, shareable.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, those go great with a drink, right?
Correct.
Just fits. And this drink is special.
Yes, that's our holiday drink, the Santa Pans, and it's from our Pantalones tequila, organic tequila right here. And then at the end, we have just our traditional and most popular prickly pear margarita.
Okay, and lots of stacks of cash. Those dollar bills being taken down. And look, we still have volunteers here this morning. Are they volunteers or are they employees?
They're volunteers and employees too.
Oh, a little bit of both. Thank you guys so much for what you're doing. All of this money going to Phoenix Children's. We still have Jordan here from the hospital. Jordan, we spoke about where the money will go, but what is new for the hospital in 2026?
Yeah, so one of our big pillars is bringing access to care closer to home. So we're just constantly growing and expanding and bringing our services
to areas of the valley that, kids live and need those services. So as we grow, then it helps us to just expand the fun programs that we talked about earlier. So like our child life and stuff.
So a fun tradition, going to a good cause. So Janeth, remind everybody where you're located, right here in the heart of Old Town Scottsdale, and when you're open.
We're open every day of the week. We open at 10 in the morning, and we're on Main and Brown.
All right. Okay, so there you have it. You guys come grab lunch and come with some dollar bills. We got to start pinning them back up on the wall to donate for next year. I'm going to finish stacking with Steven here. Oh, wait. In style. There you go. Send it back to you.
That's fantastic.
I mean... Right?
Uh-huh.
Like, look at the chair. Come on. It's so iconic. They say those have been around just about as long as the bar's been there.
Steven seems like he's got a great sense of humor.
Yeah.
There's never a boring day on this job.
Yep.
Right?
He said nobody comes here to have a bad day.
Yeah,
so that's pretty cool. Live music 7 days a week.
Great.
Yeah, cool spot.
Okay, so we're in standby mode now for the president's address to the nation. He doesn't do a lot of these. He does a fair number of news conferences or out on the South Lawn, but this is going to be from the Oval Office, talking about his first year in office. I think we're curious to know what will be some of the topics he's going to hit on.
Oh, for sure. And what's on his list, right, for the new year? I think we talk about making resolutions, but it'll be interesting to see if he has a goal list of things he'd like to accomplish in 2026.
It does really sound like affordability is going to be a big thing. And I gas
think that's
prices
probably on the top of everybody's mind.
Yep. Gas prices are coming down. That's a good thing. You know, oil in the oil market, the wholesale market is continuing to drop. This morning, it was down to $56 a barrel. It wasn't that long ago. It was like at 64.
Yeah.
So we should see these gas prices. A lot of the country is $2.99 or less.
Yeah.
And we should get there pretty soon.
It's like, when will we see that?
I know.
That'd be great. By the, end of this year, beginning of the new year?
Right. Yeah. So there's that. There's the whole conflict with Venezuela. By the way, what's going to happen? The lady from Venezuela who won the Nobel Peace Prize, did you read that whole story, how they snuck her out of the country?
Isn't that incredible?
It was just amazing. But now, how is she ever going to get back into Venezuela? I don't know if she will. I don't know what's going to happen as long as Maduro's there.
Right. And then the strikes that we're, conducting on some of these drug boats, too.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm sure that's causing another layer of tension.
Yeah. It's barely making headlines, but we're still doing them almost every day.
Yeah.
Okay. So as we...
And that's set for what time? That was 9 Eastern, so 7 our time. Yep.
So here's what
here's
what we're going to do. Pretend that there are grades with these answers. So what kind of a grade would you give the president first year in office? That's what he's going to be talking about and looking ahead. 55% of you saying, I'm giving him an A. I fully support him. It's been a great first year. 2% are saying it's a B. Good first year. Economy could be better. C, only 1%. Some good, some bad. And then a full-on F. So bad, even worse than I thought he'd be, 42%. People pretty opinionated on this one. You can grab the QR code. Des, how's YouTube looking?
Yeah, there's almost no middle ground there. It's either A or... What is that? A, B, C, or a D?
A, B, C, and F. We only have 4 options.
You're just going right to F.
Yes.
Okay. So here on YouTube, we've got over 1,000 votes here. 28% are fully supporting him. And then you see the numbers shift. 59% are saying so bad, even worse than thought he'd be. So that's kind of like our F grade letter there, the last one.
Okay, so we'll be watching. I'm sure we're going to be having some highlights. Let's see what Dave, Big D. He does it all for us, Des. We have some great guests coming up in the next 15-minute segment.
Oh, yeah, we're busy.
Got a TV and movie critic. We have Trenton Hooker with another episode of Unknown. But Dave, right now you're filtering through comments. What are you seeing?
That's right. A lot of really passionate comments on this one. Craig in Yuma says, President Trump has made errors, but still done more in 1 year than any past president. Troy in Whitman says, we need to remember this administration has been busy fixing the mess that has been made for the last 20 years. I am waiting for this next upcoming year to see what Trump and his administration do to better our economy. But personally, I do feel safer with this administration than the last. And finally, David Russell, 6630, says the worst president in my lifetime, and I was born when Eisenhower was president. So really interesting stuff. Keep them coming, guys. We got 1,700 votes. Let's get to 17,000.
All right, Big D. We have had a few poll questions at top 10,000. So people are super engaged.
That's amazing.
And we appreciate that. That's for sure. So, Des, if you had somebody in town and you were going to take them on a little hike, just like a little hike, like an hour or two, what would you do?
I love Pinnacle Peak.
Oh, you'd go up there.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I like that one.
Okay.
It was like one of the first ones we did when my husband and I moved here.
Oh, yeah,
I
that's
conquered after motherhood, after having my first baby.
Yeah, sure.
So that one has a little special place in my heart.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's really
and it's
cool.
perfect. I think if you do like the whole trail and back to the parking lot, it's about 4 miles, a little over 4 miles.
Yeah,
that's a good one.
That is
some
a really
good up
good
and
hike.
down.
Yeah, for sure.
Which one do you like?
Well, if you're up for a half day, I like the
Sure.
I like the Peralta Trail to the Fremont Saddle. It's out there past Apache Junction.
Ooh.
It's 3 miles, a little more than 3 miles each way, so about 6.5 miles.
Oh, nice.
It's a full investment in time, but it's so good. But, you live out in the East Valley, and so do I. I like the Santan Mountain Regional Park.
You keep telling me about that, and we have to get the kids out. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty quick. Anybody in the East Valley, you can get there in about 15 minutes. But the reason we're talking about it, I think it's so cool that they're offering, and I know you were interested in this, 2 state parks has come up with, they're calling it First Day Hikes, to encourage people to get outdoors and enjoy the hiking. And it has special guided hikes on some of the most popular trails in our state park system.
Well, and I thought that aspect of it was really cool because if you have someone who is not maybe like an avid hiker or, at top tier like physical shape, a tour is probably, there's some points where you can rest and like take in the sights and maybe take photos. So I thought that was a nice touch. And it's all to celebrate, too, America's birthday, 250 in the new year.
Can you believe it's right on us here?
It's amazing.
So you do need to sign up online for some of those hikes, but I think it would be cool, especially when you think about our beautiful state parks. And, for example, there's the Tonto Natural Bridge just up above Payson. I just took my grandkids on that hike with their mom and dad. They loved it. That was a few months ago, back in the summer when everybody wants to get out of the heat. That's a perfect way to go cool off for a day. And they have that little waterfall. It's really great. But anyway, fox10phoenix.com is the way that you can find out more info. And they do ask that you sign up ahead of time online. We have truly probably the most diverse number of state parks anywhere in the USA, and they're all so beautiful. Don't forget Kartchner Caverns even.
Oh, that's neat. Look at that.
Here we go.
All right.
Trenton Hooker joins us next with Unknown. And here's your mystery cam right now. Where is it? Back in a flash.
Somewhere cold.
Well, we just squeezed it in right before the break. Look at this very happy couple. Yeah, I think you got an expert and a novice. Right there goes the expert. And then just off to the left, you could barely see him kind of holding onto the railing, is a guy who doesn't seem like he wants to venture very... Can you see him there? Way over to the left? Yeah. Anyway, it doesn't seem like he really wants to venture out onto the ice very much. So,
is he holding the railing?
Yeah.
I couldn't see. It took me a minute.
The safety
Well, you got
of
one
the
person
railing.
going around the loop. So,
Good. Yeah. What do you think, Des? By the way, we have Trenton here. Trenton, you can play
guys.
along too. What do you think here? All right.
Well, it looks like that person's going to fall any second.
I know.
That's
This is what we're waiting for.
What do you guys
I'm
think
not a very
about
good skater.
plastic ice skating rinks?
I don't know. I
Steve
haven't
Nielsen
tried
did
one.
that story yesterday. I haven't either, but it doesn't sound like a good
What
time
did he
to me.
say?
Well, they are an alternative. They're calling them, I believe, synthetic ice rinks
Synthetic,
because plastic doesn't sound as nice.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
But how do you resurface them? I don't know.
I don't know. And also, when we're having 80-degree weather, they're
Yeah.
doing all they can just to keep the ice rinks from, becoming a little sloppy, kind of. Yeah, really. All right. So we don't know. We don't know if that guy's ever going to get
guesses
out.
in the chat. Charles David thinks it might be Connecticut,
Okay.
Linda, Minnesota.
Huh?
Those are good guesses. It could easily be somewhere in New England. I mean,
Sure it could. Okay. What are you going to go with, Des?
You know what, Charles? I'll go with you today because I'm not sure.
Okay.
Although philosophy, New Jersey. Okay, there's a couple more in the chat, a little lower. Iowa,
And Trenton, you saying
New Hampshire. How about
New
that?
Hampshire.
Okay.
Oh, that's a good
I like
guess.
that one.
Mhm.
Let's see. I will go North Dakota.
Okay.
Oh, wait. Finally, the guy's coming. Oh, you know what? He was waiting for
There
his
he goes.
girlfriend. Look, here they or maybe it's his daughter or something, right?
Designated helper.
Yeah, right.
Okay, that also works more. Oh, okay. So
Walking.
she's just walking, or maybe it's a he. I don't know. Oh, are they going to give up? Are they just going to give up and walk out?
Well, he might be trying to convince her, and she's not.
I don't
going
think she's
for
wearing
it.
Hold
skates.
on here.
Yeah.
Oh, it's getting.
Ron, no,
Well, I'm just saying. I mean,
cold out there.
Romance is in the air. Anyway.
Tis the season.
Okay, let's see if any of us got it.
All right, it's Maple Grove, Minnesota.
Oh, nice.
So who guessed Minnesota? Oh, Linda.
Linda.
Good job, Linda.
She's right on it. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if you have to pay per revolution on the ice rink here, but they're not moving around too much anyway. No, maybe it's a lesson now. Anyway, we're eating into Trenton's time. We are really glad that we have Trenton Hooker here. You guys have this show, you and B Webb, called Unknown. Tell us about what's about to debut.
Yes, so this one we're really excited about, a special guest who's going to join us. So it's probably the most famous UFO abduction story in Arizona, if not the United States. 1975, there were 7 loggers in near Snowflake, Arizona, who walked into the Apache Sitgreaves National Forest to finish a project. And as they were getting out at night, they saw something in the sky, which they said was a UFO. One of them stepped out of the truck they were in. His name's Travis Walton. And again, this was 50 years ago, so we had the chance to talk with him. He's told this story thousands of times, but what makes this episode a little bit different is our crack team at Fox 10 was able to dig through our archive vault and pull up footage that hasn't been seen in 50 years when we were Cool TV back in 1975. And we had that moment where we were able to show that to Travis and talk with him and get his reaction. It's pretty special.
Can we play that clip?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, ready? And here we go.
It's stuck to me like glue. So I can take on the role of being, that nutcase over there, or go ahead and fight the fight and, push back against that. What happened. It was real. If you had 7 people say they witnessed a murder and testify to that, open and shut case.
There are some people in this town who don't believe your story.
Yeah, but they don't tell me that to my face.
How do you respond to them?
I want to be believed because that is my reputation and it is people's attitudes toward me through my life. When he was hit by the beam, well, we took off, went up the road here.
That's the question. Why'd you leave?
I think if you'd have been here, you would know that. We left because it was just it was such a thing to happen, you know. I don't know how to explain it. It was just very frightening, and seeing Travis get knocked down like that was by something that we'd never seen before, and I guess you just say fear of the unknown.
That, once again, is the story. Whether you believe it or not is your business. What they saw in this clearing was to them a UFO. Jim Ryerson, Cool News 10, in the Sitgreaves National Forest.
Amazing.
Wow.
I'm saying amazing that we have the video vault that goes back to 1975.
Really impressive, yeah.
Right? And the story itself. So when can we watch?
So this is available right now on our website and on our streaming platform, Fox Local app. You can watch the full episode with that interview. And then we'll also have it up on YouTube either today or tomorrow.
I love it.
Yeah.
All right, Trenton.
Yeah.
Thanks, Trenton.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
You guys do
Appreciate
great
it.
work.
Yeah.
Hey, we have a critic coming in right now. Ready? We are going to be talking about, stand by, everybody, Stranger Things. We're really looking forward to this. I don't know if critic is the right way to describe him or not. Let's find out. I mean, he is big on social media with thousands and thousands of followers. It's Zach Pope. And Zach, welcome aboard. Nice to have you here. Now, tell us a little bit about Stranger Things and kind of where things stand right now.
Yeah, well, thank you so much for having me. Stranger Things is like one of the best shows ever made, in my opinion. And I think when it's all said and done, it'll probably be one of the best Netflix shows ever done. But Volume 2 is coming out next week on Christmas Day. And it's only 3 episodes. And then we get the finale on New Year's Day, which is like they're just wanting us to celebrate with the families. The first 4 episodes were amazing and such a great comeback to it that they almost made my top 3 favorite shows of the year. But I just can't wait to see where these kids end up. We've been with them for a decade now at this point, and they're all grown up. It's kind of wild to me.
So for folks that don't know, because you just said Volume 2.
Yes.
Okay, I think we all have heard Stranger Things, but for folks that don't know, like the premise and what it's about, explain a little bit. In Volume 2, how many seasons is that like season 2?
Yeah.
Or?
So Stranger Things season 5 is the final season, but they've decided to split up the season into 3 different volumes. Volume 1 came out the day before Thanksgiving. Christmas Day is now Volume 2, and then New Year's Day is the finale of the entire series. And the series basically just follows these kids. Like, I think the easiest way to explain it is like, imagine if Goonies, but like the kids found themselves really much hindered more into a sci-fi realm of someone with like telekinetic powers, like Magneto from the X-Men, and they're just mixed up in a lot of government things. It takes place in the 80s. There's a lot of that 80s nostalgia. It's a fantastic series. Like, I love it. If you've never watched it, absolutely binge it. It's such a great feeling.
All right, we'll have to give it a try. I love binge watching, right? It's all the seasons are already out. And there's that weird on social. Did you see the reels that folks are making now with the different Stranger Things like effects?
Yes, and like which characters you're with. It's crazy what you can do now with like all the different effects like on TikTok and Instagram. I try to use them, but I don't really know how they work.
All I know is Stranger Things is taking over.
Hey, let's talk about, we had a movie critic on yesterday from the New York Times talking about the best movies of the year. Let's talk about some of these other shows that are out there, from Andor to The Pit and The Studio. Give us a 1 or 2 sentence description of each and why you liked them.
Yeah, so Andor Season 2, it's basically a prequel to Star Wars Rogue One, but it is one of the best things that Star Wars has ever done since the original trilogy. I absolutely was an emotional wreck from this series. Wow. The Pit is, I'm not a huge fan of doctor shows primarily, so I kind of put this one off for a bit. And this is one of the best doctor procedural shows I've ever watched. It basically, every episode is an hour of their shift, and it gets more intense with every single episode.
I can see it set in Pittsburgh. We can see the skyline there, and it must be mostly like the interplay of the lives that are either lost or hang in the balance. Family versus I guess maybe like some of the most popular shows on linear TV.
Yeah, exactly, and it's very it's all taking place in like one of the worst emergency rooms out there. And Noah Wyle is absolutely phenomenal. He won a ton of Emmys for this series just a couple months back. And that was like the final thing that finally got me to go see it. My wife had talked about it forever. And then The Studio, one of the funniest things I've ever watched. It's on Apple TV. Seth Rogen wrote it, directed it, stars in it. And it's about a studio head trying to get some films made. And I have never been this enwrapped. I sat down and watched it in one sitting.
Really?
Yes.
How many episodes?
Really? Why was
It's
it so
like
good?
8 or 9. They're super short. Every episode's taken in one shot. So it's one camera going all the time. And it's just so interesting to me as someone who loves movies and TV to see the inner workings behind the scenes, but also the hilarious moments that come with it. And every episode just ups the ante in craziness, insanity. And Seth Rogen has talked about how like it very much is realistic to a lot of terms of how movies and TV are made nowadays behind the scenes.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and season 2 comes out next year later. So very excited.
We only have a couple minutes left, but I noticed on your headlines that things you were hoping to talk about are the most underappreciated or underrated, either movies or TV. Give us maybe a couple in both categories.
So movies real quick. I just watched The Roof Man. That's on Paramount Plus right now. Channing Tatum, based on a true story. Highly, highly recommend. I missed it in theaters and I wish I did not. It's about a criminal who would break into McDonald's roofs and steal money from them, but he's doing it he's a very nice guy, but he's not doing it, he's a criminal. But it's very interesting how this goes about because he ended up escaping prison and hiding in a Toys R Us for like a year. It's wild.
And this is based off a true story.
Based on a true story. And it's pretty accurate.
Wow.
Like, I went and looked up the true story afterwards, and it's pretty accurate. So all down. I highly recommend that. I think it's very underappreciated. As for television shows, there's so much. I've been watching a lot of television this year. We have a 1-year-old right now, so we've been able to kind of chill
isn't
back.
that the best? You can binge watch when
a
they're
little
that
bit
little.
easier. But I think right now, which it's weird to say it's underrated, but I just don't hear a lot of people talking about it, but a lot of people are watching it. It's called Pluberous. It's on Apple TV. It's from the creators of Breaking Bad. Go into it not knowing anything.
Oh, and Breaking Bad is amazing.
Yes, it's my favorite show of all time, so
Breaking
I was very
Bad.
excited for watching this new series, and it's very special.
Okay.
That's all I'll say. It's almost done. There's only 2 episodes left.
Okay, entering the new year, what's on your I want to watch, must watch list?
Most anticipated movie of next year is probably The Odyssey, Christopher Nolan's new movie. It's based off The Odyssey with all the Greek and gods and all this stuff. But Christopher Nolan, for me, is like one of the best directors out there. And then Toy Story 5. I'm a huge Toy Story fan.
Have to mention your jacket.
Yeah.
Where did you get this from?
Show us this.
It's
Show
like,
it to us here.
it's
What do
like,
you got?
it was limited edition from a store called Shoe Palace. They had like a whole collab with Toy Story, but Toy Story is my favorite movie of all time, the first one. So the fact that they're bringing it back, I get a little nervous with it, but they only make them if they have a special story to tell. So if they're coming back, I'm interested.
Yeah, my kids love Toy Story.
Yeah, it's so good.
Such
Yeah,
a classic.
yeah,
Wow.
exactly.
All right, Zach, we got to have you back more often.
Yeah, thank you.
You
I
make me want to
appreciate
go
it.
home and binge right now.
Yeah, I know. I need to add to my list.
Right?
Yeah, no, thank you guys.
Thank you, Zach.
Thanks, Zach. All right, that's it. That's all the time we have for today.
Went so fast.
We'll see you tomorrow.
Oh, look. No, they're never going to get up. Wait. Oh, they're trying. On the ice. Good luck.